Hello and welcome to episode 93 of the Bearded Banter podcast, the gaming podcast where, did you like that fake out? I'm drinking.
Drinking.
I'm drinking my root beer. Bro, no shame. No shame.
Have not eaten all day.
This is a safe space.
This is a no judgment zone. The only people who will judge you are the people online. But anyway, welcome to Bearded. Yes, exactly. Your 19,000 X followers. We gotta crack down on that. It's not Twitter anymore, guys, okay? If I hear anyone say fucking Twitter, Elon's coming for you.
I'm never calling it X. That's stupid.
I agree, but I just like it for the bit. Welcome to Bearded Banter, everyone. I am Shane the Bearded One, your host. With me are my co-hosts, as always, Matt and Ryan. How you guys doing?
Doing really good. I got chips finally, so I'm back at work.
Oh yeah, he's working again. Holy shit, dude.
I'll have money.
Holy shit. Let's fucking go.
I mean, I might have money too because I finally have landed some sort of job.
Hell yeah,
dude! Are you getting AdSense for that now?
Ads? No. I mean, like an actual job, not like Twitter. Or, yeah, no, I wish.
In my head, I heard some kind of job, and I'm like, holy shit! The YouTube thing's taking off.
No, dude. I have like slightly under 600 subs. There's no way I would have monetization yet.
Yeah.
Instead of me, suddenly he went from like 600 to like 50,000 in like a month.
3 days.
I wish I could get money from Twitter, but I would have to be verified for that.
Yeah,
and you have to pay money. You have to pay money
to earn money.
Although I know I am a mutuals with somebody who does do that, and he has like fucking like a lot of followers, and he makes like 2,000 a month.
How many followers comparative? How many followers comparative to me?
I don't know. He has like 50K. So like.
Oh, okay. So he's got like nearly over double what I do.
He's a comic book Twitter guy. That's why. So
that's why he has wrong opinions, probably.
Well,
I don't know. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I've honestly. Oh, sorry.
I wasn't gonna say anything. Go ahead. You could go ahead.
I was just gonna say I've considered it just to see how much I would get from it, like to see if I could make good money. Because God knows I have a decent enough following where I think I'm justified in getting some.
You could
just post shit. You just post whatever and have interactions. You get paid for it. Like just it's an easy way to just fucking post random crap.
Yeah. Welcome to Bearded Banter, everyone. We have a lovely show for you once again. Of course, we have our general game discussion where we're going to be talking about what we've been playing lately. I don't have a discussion question this week because I'm tired, man. I've been working. But we're going to go right into the news after that, and we got a lot of news to cover, so strap yourselves in. But with that said, let's start the general discussion. What have we been playing lately? Who wants to start?
I can just go quickly because my answer hasn't changed from last time. I beat FF16, and other than that, I've just been so busy I haven't started anything else. I can't decide what I want to play next. I don't know if I want to go back to Tears of the Kingdom, start Rain Code, start Pikmin 4, or finally sit down and properly play Persona 5. I'm stuck between like those four choices.
There's lots of games. I'd say finish up Tears of the Kingdom first, because that's going to take a while if you leave it.
Yeah. All of those will take a while.
All of those will take a good chunk of time.
Alone.
Persona 5 alone is like a whole month to itself.
Yeah.
More than a month, at least. Like 2.
Yeah, but I did beat Final Fantasy 16.
So,
finally.
What are your final thoughts?
I like it, but I also don't think I have played a game in this long a time where I have liked it, but have also had so many critiques of it, both big and small.
So you're very divisive on it.
Yes, like I actually am considering doing a full podcast review of it with a friend, recording that next week. It's like if you're asking me but like if I'm picking between 16 and 7 remake, it's 7 remake. I don't even have to think twice about that. I think 7 remake is the far better game.
Hmm. And why do you say that? What is it about the game that has you so mixed?
I think with 16, it's just a lot of things. Like, I don't think the pacing is all that great. The side quests can be really dull. There's like barely any RPG mechanics in the game, to the point I can barely even call it an RPG. I feel, honestly, they're so bare bones, and like it's just a lot of little things that it is a game of great highs but crushing lows.
That's pretty much the consensus I've seen online, is that a lot of people
Yeah.
kind of agree with that sentiment.
The best way I found to describe the game, it is like a constant cycle of having to eat your vegetables before you get dessert.
I feel that one. I feel that one.
But yeah, other than that, it's basically like I wish I could have said more, but I've just been so busy, especially after I finished 16. It's just like, I haven't had time to start anything else.
Well, as far as I know, Matt's the same way, because he was telling me before we started that he hasn't really been playing anything either. So, Matt, what do you have to talk about?
Outside of my daily stuff that I play, Fortnite. I haven't played a whole lot. I've been very busy. I've been trying to find a new job, and and I'm getting 5 ships. Finally, it's nice.
Yeah.
Instead, so I haven't really been focusing on that, and I've been focusing my time on other stuff. Right now, I'm thinking for any new game I want to play, I'm waiting until Sea of Stars hits at the end of the month, and I'm gonna play that.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Yeah, that looks good.
Because in the coming months, there's a lot of stuff I'm looking forward to, from Sea of Stars, Starfield, Lies of P, a bunch of other stuff.
Rush.
Baldur's Gate. I also want to get Baldur's Gate 3 because it looks, and I've heard nothing but stellar things about it.
That does look very good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff coming out that I want to play, and that's not include all the stuff that's already in my backlog and shit.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, doesn't Bomb Rush Cyberpunk come out in like a few days or something?
That comes out next Friday.
Yeah.
1 week from today, and I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's like coming out over the next couple of months. It's weird
because August is usually pretty dead, and yet this year August is kind of fucking packed.
Yeah, because the summer is usually like a dead period where you don't get as much outside of like the occasional time. Other than that, like last year where we really got like Digimon Live Alive and Xenoblade all in July.
Yeah, but like this year for August we got Baldur's Gate hitting 1.0, we've got Bomb Rush, we've got Armored Core 6.
Armored Core 6 is another one,
which I have on pre-order. Blasphemous 2 comes out next week as well. Sea of Stars at the end of the month. It's so much happening in August for some weird reason.
It's that I also want to pick up, if it ends up getting good reviews, I want to pick up Immortals of Avernum as well, because I like the trailers for that a lot. So like I don't know. So there's a lot of shit already coming out this month, and then next month. So like I'm just kind of waiting to play that stuff at this point. Because
just wait till October. Mario, Sonic, Spider-Man.
You know what? I do have one small thing I do talk about, because I did play this game for the first time about a week ago when I went over to this man's house, and that's Street Fighter 6.
Yes. Okay, I was going to talk about the 2. Let's talk about Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 6. This is the first time I played this, because I haven't been able to get it, but I finally got the chance to play it. And it's Street Fighter. It's really good. I really like it a lot. I think it's stylish. It controls wonderfully. I like the cast. I like the roster of characters they have so far. I think it's a really solid roster across the board. I like the visual. I think the visual style is doing a lot of heavy lifting. With this.
That's the RE engine for you, baby.
It plays wonderfully. unless you play it on high on Shane's Steam Deck, and then it runs at like 2 frames.
It's fine. Just run it at medium settings with VSync on. It runs fine. It runs perfectly fine.
It runs perfectly fine. And I haven't. I mean, obviously, I didn't get a chance to play every character. I just played the characters that I was like actually interested in playing. Mainly, mainly Chun, because I played Chun-Li in 4. So I was like, hey, how does she play here? She plays like almost exactly like she did in 4 for the most part, outside of some small little changes. She's definitely faster than she is in 4. For I want to get the game so I could really practice Kimberly, because I liked her a lot.
Oh yeah, Kimberly is one of the honestly the new additions to the cast are some really cool additions. Like I was playing Jamie for a while. I really like Jamie. I know Spencer was playing Manon, or however you fucking pronounce her name, the ballerina chick. She's pretty cool.
I've heard she's really good too, actually. So
Kimberly's just a fucking menace because she's a fucking cross-up monster.
Yeah, she plays a lot like she plays almost very similarly to Kefla from Fighters, and I played Kefla a lot in Fighters, so I was like, it felt like a good fit. Now I just need my equivalent. Now I just need a counter character equivalent to hit, and then I can absolutely annihilate Shane.
Not if I'm playing Ultra Instinct, buddy.
Look, the only reason you win as Ultra Instinct is because that character is broken and has no matchups that are good against it.
I'm not denying that. However, yes.
You just you pick the click button to win character. That's what.
That's why we need Moro and Granola in Fighters.
Yes.
We need more Fighters character. Where's the next fucking batch of characters?
I think they're done.
Yeah, they're done.
They're done. Oh, well then, fuck it. Game's dead.
The last thing is the fabled the fabled rollback update, and that keeps getting pushed back. So who knows?
Game's dead. It's over. It's so over.
And in fairness, at this point, Fighters is over 5 years old by now, right?
Fighters is going to be 6 years old in January.
6 years old?
6 years old, my guys.
I'm old!
I remember getting that. I got that day on launch. I got the game on fucking launch day, dude.
I remember. Yeah, me too. I think I remember it came out the same day as Monster Hunter World, because I got those games together.
January 25th, 2018. Yeah. But yeah, Matt and I played Street Fighter when he came over to my place. I just want to say, this thing once again proving that it's the greatest purchase I ever made. Because holy shit, incredible. Legit on medium settings, 60 frames, it runs flawlessly on deck, and I still am flabbergasted by this thing. But the game itself is very fun. I could never get into 5. I don't know what it was about 5 that just turned me off. I couldn't learn it. I couldn't get a hang of it. I just fell off 5 real quick. This, I feel, is the breakthrough that Street Fighter needs to hit that more like casual mainstream audience. This is the game to do it, because it's been very streamlined, very simplified, but you can play it like old school Street Fighter if you want to. They give you options. And
it seems like fighting.
No, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just say, it seems like fighting games in general have started to become a lot more beginner friendly in recent years, I would say. Like, I think arguably the earliest was Fighters. I just realized that
I was going to agree. I think Fighters was the catalyst to bring that more casual audience into the fighting game community, because Fighters was very beginner friendly. Really standardized auto combos and stuff like that, and like auto assist in fighting games, and it just kind of went from there, and everyone kind of adopted it in some way.
Yeah, what I like about Street Fighter 6 too, is that the modern controls if you want to if you switch into classic after playing modern, the classic controls are basically the modern controls, just with a couple of extra added buttons. So what I like about it, almost feels like that the modern controls are there to like help newcomers get used to the controls, and then get the classic, and they're already used to. They know all the combos. They know they know basically whatever they want for the character that they want to play. And now there's just a couple bells and whistles that they can do to like really get the hang of it. Which I think is a really great way to do that. I did not get a chance to play the game on classic controls just because I didn't have enough time to like obviously get to really tinker around with it. But I would love to see how Kimberly plays with the classic controls.
I want to know what her inputs would be, just like the standard control scheme.
I have seen some of Jamie's inputs on classic, and they look insane. That's all I'm gonna say.
Circle back, forward, triangle X, triangle square.
Yep, it's some shit. Jamie has so much shit that him just drinking from his booze, which by the way is canonically not booze, it's tea.
This man's a lightweight.
Yeah, it's tea. Well, it's herbal tea that he uses to get like powerful or whatever. That's what Capcom has said
spiked.
It is. That's what Capcom has said it is.
He's sipping on Mike's hard lemonade.
Sure, it's tea. Yeah, we'll go with that.
He's got that new spiked Dunkin' Donuts coffee that they're coming out with.
I've seen some of it. Like Jamie's got so much shit that Shane literally had to look online how to fucking drink from the bottle
because it's not in the command list. It literally is not. And it's like, how the fuck do I drink? Oh, it's double down in a button. Oh, okay, that would have been nice to know, game. Why isn't it in the fucking combo list?
Yeah, how are you supposed to know that? How are you supposed to know that? Like, fucking, like, oh, to drink, you just need to do this really weird combo of like, button presses. It's like, what the who in their right mind is gonna know that? Like,
yeah. But, the game's fucking incredible. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
This is the first time since Street Fighter 4 that I've really gelled with Street Fighter, because I've been more of an anime fighter. I'm more of, like, high-flying, air combos, air dashing, stuff like that, more the fast-paced stuff.
Yeah.
But this, I feel, is really going to get me back into like the boots on the ground footsies kind of fighting game.
And so right in time for MK1 as well.
Yeah, so that comes out next month too. Jesus Christ.
Which also looks fucking great. So
dude, just boots on the ground. It's just that's so much with shooters.
Well, Mortal Kombat's more boots on the ground than Street Fighter is. Street Fighter still has kicks.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat is very heavy compared to other fighters.
Oh yeah.
Not a bad thing, just a very different game. Just a very different game.
Now see, it'll truly be boots on the ground if they give Kimberly a gun anyway.
Kimberly. Who would be more of a menace with a gun? Kimberly or Jamie?
Well, Jamie's also under the influence, so
I was gonna say because give fully five drink Jamie with a gun. Like, that's a mass shooter. Right?
Imagine guns strapped to both his feet, Bayonetta style, and he's just break dancing and bullets are flying everywhere.
Now just imagine he goes for a drink. Wait, grabs the gun by accident.
Then it would be AO, and they wouldn't be able to sell the game.
That's his super.
That's a super. He just shoots himself with a gun.
No, it's a persona thing. He shoots himself and he gets like extra power.
Oh, and he awakens his persona.
Oh, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because remember, it's Street Fighter. Weird shit like that.
Yeah.
This game, which is supposed to be a street fighting tournament, and then there's a dude who has magical powers who goes like, "Yes, I will take over the world with my power, with my cane or whatever."
Yeah, whatever the fuck. I don't fucking know, dude.
And there's weird shit. Street Fighter lore is insane.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, fighting game lore in general is.
Blaze Blue.
Blaze Blue.
Do not give me story.
Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear lore is fucking nutty, dude.
Tekken lore.
Watch Clement's video on that, by the way. Very good.
And his Street Fighter video.
Yes, also a Street Fighter video that came out a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So what I've been playing lately, like I said, Street Fighter 6. And like I said, I've been playing a lot on deck. Honestly, this thing has taken over my life more so than I ever thought it would. To the point where I've basically been playing exclusively on it for like the last month, I want to say. It's been 2 months since I got it.
Hmm.
And other than I touched my Switch like a couple times, and I only ever touch my Xbox at this point if I'm streaming or playing with friends. 95% of the time, I'm on deck. It really has changed the way I play video games. Maybe not so much for the better, because now I'm just spending all of my money on Steam games, but I digress. But yeah, a couple games I want to talk about other than Street Fighter, because Street Fighter was one of the ones I want to mention. But I've been playing another game. Are either of you familiar with a little game called Gravity Circuit?
Nope.
No, that's new to me.
So, we talk a lot about wanting Mega Man X9 on this show. The X9 copium is high. Play Gravity Circuit. It is the X9 we have been waiting for. It was sold to me. I believe I was watching a Wolf Den video, Bob Wolf, which, by the way, go to his channel, very good videos. And I heard him talk about it a lot lately, and he basically described it as Mega Man, but with punching. And that got me interested. So I picked it up during the summer sale, because it was on sale. And basically, yeah, it is Mega Man, but punching. It is essentially Mega Man X. So you have a dash, you have wall jumping, you have all of this stuff. But you don't have a blaster. Instead, it's all hand-to-hand combat. So you're doing combos on enemies. You have a grappling hook, which you can use to not only swing, but you can also use it to grapple enemies, pick them up, and use them as projectiles. So it's a very interesting way to approach a Mega Man style game. And it fucking rules. I played through the entire game over the last couple weeks. I beat it. And yeah, this is the X9 we have been waiting for. It's just not called Mega Man X9. Even down to, like, there's 8 robot masters or guardian circuits that you have to fight. And they're all, like, based around a different theme. Like, there's a dude who is a giant fan, so he, like, flies around and makes tornadoes and stuff. There's a dude who's a hacker, so he hacks robots and sends them after you.
There's one that looks like he has a D-pad on his face. I'm looking at the Steam page right now.
Yes, I believe he's the necromancer. He revives broken robots, and they come back as zombies.
That's
God,
dope.
Metal Shark player.
Yeah, it's but yeah, the game is great. It looks great. It's somewhere in between like the NES and Super Nintendo in terms of like pixel art. Music is great. I will say it takes a little bit getting used to, because the dash isn't like a one-time dash. You just press the button and you dash slightly forward. You can hold it and it's just like a sprint. You can just like run. So getting used to the control scheme takes a little bit, but once you get used to it, you're flying around, you're grappling across walls, you're kicking robot ass. It's very fun. And also hard as balls. This is how you don't do a boss rush, because this game's boss rush is bullshit. Because normally with a boss rush, you're either in a room with different portals that take you to a boss, or you just fight, maybe Shovel Knight style, you fight each boss one after the other. In this one, there is a secondary boss that you fight in between the main bosses. So you fight the boss, and then it sends you to one of the old bosses, you beat them, and then it sends you back and you have to fight him again. You gotta go back and forth. It's stupid. I hate it.
What?
It's really dumb. And the final boss is also bullshit too, because the final boss has 2 phases, and if you die, you have to do both phases again from the beginning.
I mean, that just comes with the territory.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're 2 separate bosses. And one of them fucking, like, canonically dies after you beat him. But he keeps coming back if you die. It's weird. It's weird to explain without you actually playing the game. But yeah, final boss is very difficult. But I really enjoy my time with the game. I highly recommend, if you're a Mega Man fan or just a fan of that old school platformer, you need something to scratch that itch, definitely look into it. And the other game, probably the main game I've been playing over the last week or so, a little ditty called Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Because it finally came to PC after years of people saying, oh, they'll never port it to PC, they'll never put Ratchet on PC. Anyway, it's on PC now. Yes, put the rest of them on there. It's on PC now. And once again, it runs so well on deck. Actually, medium settings with VSync on FSR, solid 50 to 60 FPS. It runs like a fucking dream. And
excellent.
Of course, that started a narrative where people are like, did Insomniac lie when they said this couldn't run on PS4? Turns out they did, because it can run perfectly fine on PS4 level hardware.
This takes forever to load.
Oof.
Actually, you know what? The loading times aren't that bad. The loading times, as I've experienced them, like, obviously, because the whole gimmick was that, it needs the power the PS5 SSD to power the seamless loading between different dimensions. It takes like maybe 2 or 3 seconds at most. That's it. It's really not an issue, and it does not hamper the experience at all.
Yeah. So a game company lying? What a shocker!
What? You're telling me a massive corporation lied? What?
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Scoundrels, all of them.
Me after spreading misinformation on Twitter.
What are you doing? I'm posting false information on the web. Why? It's fun.
It's fun.
What was your source? I made it up.
I made it the fuck up.
My source is I made it the fuck up.
That's a great argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
My source is trust me, bro.
Pretty much. But Ratchet and Clank, as someone who grew up with those games, as someone who started playing these games in 2004 when Up Your Arsenal came out, surprise Christmas present, by the way. Had never heard of Ratchet and Clank before then, and fell in love with the series. Played every subsequent release. Rift Apart is a true return to form, because I know a lot of people have been really weary on Ratchet over the last decade, ever since Crack in Time, because the PS3 era, especially later on, is very weird. They went in a lot of different directions. They did a lot of experiments that didn't quite work out for them. And then they had the reboot, which is one of the most divisive games you could possibly think of. It's a love it or hate it situation with 2016. I'm more so on the side that I love it. Gameplay wise,
I think it's great.
Story's trash. Story is trash.
Yeah, well, the story's following the movie, and the movie is not good. So that's the problem there.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate.
In hindsight, that was so weird to make like a Ratchet and Clank animated movie in 2016. That was like such a weird choice.
Yeah,
well, they were trying to get it. They were trying to get it made for like a decade. It was like something that it started production in like 2007. They were trying to get it made for a very long time. And
the reason
it took so long was that they were unable to get it funded. That's the problem there. No one wanted to. It was also around the same time they tried to get a Legend of Spyro movie off the ground as well.
I remember that shit.
Same company. And that movie got canned as well. Sly Cooper was also in production. That got canned.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that funding one though. Sony's got the money.
I feel for what I understand. So this was also before. This was in like the 2000. If it said production that early, like it was in the 2000s. This was before. Like this was like technically a lot of like if you weren't Pixar or DreamWorks, CG animation was still very expensive to do.
Maybe. I remember, I guess, just thinking 2007, they were right off the heels of all that PS2 money, so...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, like, yeah, it's... they've been trying... But, like, yeah, I feel like... I think the issue with the Ratchet and Clank film was, like, not that it took too long to make, was that it was just bad.
It was
just wrong people to make it.
Seems like video game movies are always in production for, like, an insanely long time, because both the Mario and Sonic movie were as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like animation in general just takes longer, so like I get it. The Sonic movie just went through a bunch of development hell. That's what it was. That wasn't like it just took a long time to make. No, they actually shot it. It took like only a month or so to film. It didn't take that long. It wasn't an expensive movie to make.
And
and then they have to redo the animations.
The hell of the internet.
Because they got bullied.
They got bullied. The only time bullying is good.
They got bullied into submission by.
We did end up in the right timeline as a result of.
We really did.
And now Sonic 3 is probably going to get delayed again too because of the strike.
I love it. I love living.
Apparently, they're going to be shooting like scenes without the actors in it.
Yeah, they're actively shooting just the CG stuff. So they're just shooting puppets out in the middle of a forest.
No, not even puppets. They're like statues. Do you know what they? So what they do? They were set footage of like when Sonic 2 came. Well, when they were shooting Sonic 2. They'll have the actors there, and then like big life-size statues of like Sonic and Tails and Knuckles and whatever in the shot, so they know where they want them. That the actors have something to interact with. They're just going to shoot the ones without any of the actors in it because they can't use them because of the SAG strike.
Yeah,
so I just imagine being on that set. You're shooting statues. You're shooting nothing. You're just shooting like. Fucking landscape shots of like CG battles that are going to be rendered by overworked VFX workers.
Yeah, I remember the model with Knuckles leaked during the production of 2, so that's how we found out what he looked like.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they're not going to do. I have a feeling that's not going to happen this time. They're going to be more tight and lock and key.
I hope they do. I want to see what Shadow does. I need that trailer, man.
We already kind of know what Shadow's going to look like. I have a feeling that if the rumors about Amy being in it are true, they're going to try to hide her more than Shadow.
Yeah, I want to know who's voicing Shadow.
It better be fucking.
We're not going to know until after the SAG strike is over, more than likely. So like,
Keanu
we're not going to know
Reeves.
for a while.
Better be fucking Keanu.
Robert Pattinson.
That he would be a good choice. I want someone out of the box though. I don't want Keanu Reeves, Robert Pattinson. Like they're really good choices, and I would love to hear them. But like I want someone out of the box. I want something like an Idris Elba for Knuckles, where I'm
trying to think.
Expecting him.
Because people were pitching The Rock for Knuckles.
Yeah, I heard a lot for Rock for Knuckles and stuff, and I can see it. I that could have worked. But I'm glad they went with Idris Elba because that felt like a performance. That felt like an actual character. I feel like if they got Pattinson or Reeves, it would be very good, and both are very good actors, obviously. But like, I want someone who can give like an actual performance.
To be fair, Keanu Reeves and Robert Pattinson absolutely can. They can play different.
Pattinson would do more of an actual performance. I think,
especially Pattinson after the Batman. Absolutely.
Or the Lighthouse, if you've seen that.
Yeah.
I have or Good Time, or literally anything he's done after Twilight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like his entire career, basically. He's a great actor.
Twilight completely warped our perception of that man's talent.
Same with Stewart. Same with Kristen Stewart. Fucking warped. Yeah. And now she's an Oscar-nominated actress. Well deserved too.
Good. She deserves it. Anyway, back to Ratchet and Clank, guys. We always do this, man. It's fine. We're just vibing. We're just vibing.
Yes.
So yeah, 2016 was very divisive, and coming off the cups of the late PS3 era, Ratchet was in a very interesting state, to say the least. A lot of people were very mixed on the series at that point. A lot of people had lost faith in a new game. They weren't sure if Insomniac could bring that magic back. They fucking did, guys. They fucking did it. Rift Apart. I love it. I've loved everything I've played so far. It feels to me like the natural evolution of those original games. The edge is still not there because it's obviously very kid-focused now. But it has a lot of the heart that made those original games special. There's a lot more character development, character interactions that aren't cringe dialogue like #Gadgetron. It all feels very genuine again, which is a lot of what made those original Ratchet games really special in a lot of people's eyes, was that genuine, heartfelt commitment to making these characters fleshed out and interesting and really developing the dynamics between them. And that's back in full force. And I think a lot of that has to do with the secondary protagonist, which is Rivet, who is an incredible character. I love her. I love her so much. I love her. Anyway, it's a lot of her bouncing off Ratchet, and then Clank and Kit, the new robot companion. Just like a lot of genuine, heartfelt connection between a lot of them, and a lot of their dialogue is very sincere. It's not trying to be like wacky, goofy, over the top. Obviously, there's still a lot of jokes and wisecracks because that's Ratchet, but that isn't overshadowing the genuine heart that's at the core of Rift Apart anymore, which I think is great because I feel that plagued a lot of 2016's writing and why a lot of people are very mixed on that game in general. Gameplay wise, it's the best it's ever been. You can argue a lot about 2016, but what you can't argue is that it's a bad game because that game plays beautifully, and Rift Apart somehow plays even better. They have refined it to a shimmering polish as one of the most polished third-person shooters I've ever played in my life. It just feels so snappy and responsive and bouncing around and shooting dudes. It all just feels great. And there's a lot of new tools that they've added that really feel like they benefit Ratchet's arsenal. There's the Rift Tether where you can it's like a grappling hook kind of, but you can grapple between different portals in the level, and you immediately just travel to a different part of the stage. It's very cool. And it makes combat feel a lot more varied because enemies flank you a lot in this game. If you're not careful, they can kind of gang up on you. So you got to be on your toes and look for those rift points to try and get around. And also there's a new dodge mechanic, which I feel like Ratchet and Clank was always a game that would really benefit from having some kind of dodge. It has it now, and it's very good. It's very snappy, has a lot of iframes. It just feels really good to do in combat. And the game looks gorgeous. Even on Steam Deck, where it's obviously a downgraded version to run on the damn thing, it still looks amazing, even on lower settings. Obviously, the art direction is sublime, and I feel like that's why it looks so good, even on that lower-end hardware. It's just timeless. This game is going to age like a fine wine. Like in 20 years, we're going to still look back on Rift Apart and be like, that's one of the best looking games ever made. No cap. If we're still saying no cap in 20 years, who knows? At this point, I don't know.
There's no way we're saying that in 20 years. No way. Yeah. You'll be seen as like an old man.
I am an old man. What are you talking about?
All right, Grandpa. Let's bring you back to the nursing home.
Let's bring you back to bed.
No cap is gonna be to our kids what tubular is to us.
Oh yeah. God.
Yeah.
I hate that. I already hate that.
I do too. But yeah, Rift Apart has
blue.
I am very blue because of this fucking thing over here. Actually, I could just turn this off and then wow, I'm a lot less blue now, aren't I?
Yeah.
It's for aesthetic purposes.
Yeah. It's got that neon.
Yeah, that neon. I like neon. Neon's cool. But yeah, Rift Apart's got a lot going for it. It's got the genuine heart that made the old game so special. It's got like S tier combat through and through. It looks and sounds incredible, and I'm honestly genuinely impressed with it. I was on the fence as well. Even though I liked 2016 from a gameplay perspective, I wasn't sure if Insomniac had it in them to tell a compelling Ratchet story again. They have, and it's great through and through. I can't complain. I genuinely love the game. I'm having a blast with it, and it's even more impressive playing on the deck because it runs like a dream. And honestly, it's making me wonder if the Steam Deck is making me enjoy games more than I would if I was playing it on something else. Just because every time I'm playing a game on deck, I'm like, I am amazed at how well this thing handles shit. Like, I love you. Anyway.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
That is genuinely how they get you. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I've been playing. And I don't have a discussion question because I'm tired. I've worked all week. I didn't come up with anything. Sue me. So, with that said, I'm just going to skip that altogether. We'll come up with something next time. And let's go right
into the news.
All right. God, 15 stories to cover, guys.
We got this.
It's
okay.
It's been a little stacked lately, especially today because the shit came out today at the last second. Always seems to happen
every day, every time.
Got a little bit of everything. We got some announcements. We've got some leaks. We've got some rumors. We've got some other stuff. And of course, we have Activision Blizzard. So let's get right into it. As we always do. But we're not starting with that. We're starting with the announcements just because there's a lot of them. Starting with what was announced today during the THQ showcase that happened. The two main announcements from that show. We're starting with the first one, which is the announcement of a new South Park game, but it's in 3D.
I have some words about this.
And it looks awful, but let's get into it.
I have some words about this.
THQ Nordic has announced an all-new South Park game, South Park Snow Day. Announced during a live stream event today, Snow Day is described as a 3D co-op adventure on the snow-piled streets of South Park. The game will release next year for PC, PS5, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. An all-new South Park game is coming in 3D, the synopsis reads. Join Cartman, Stan, Kyle, and Kenny in three-dimensional glory to celebrate the most magical day in any young child's life, a snow day. Grab up to 3 friends and battle your way through the snow-piled streets of South Park on a quest to save the world and enjoy a day without school. According to the revealed trailer, the game is being developed by Question Games. The California-based studio has previously worked on first-person titles The Magic Circle and The Blackout Club. I don't know what either of those fucking games are, so that tells me nothing. So, I posted the trailer in our chat. I don't know. I know you watched it. Did you watch it, Ryan?
I saw it on Twitter, yeah.
So you've both seen it. This game looks like fucking shit, dude.
I'll save my piece until everyone else is done. I have a lot to say about this. I'll save my piece.
I honestly didn't think it looked that bad. I thought it looked fine for like translating South Park into 3D. It's like, I think it was like some of the best you could do because these are not 3D friendly designs.
Mm-hmm, yeah, it's definitely weird because you can see they're definitely trying to adapt South Park's animation style to 3D. Yeah, and it just I don't know. It's just not hitting. It really isn't.
It was like when the mid 2000s games always tried to make the Fairly Odd Parents 3D games, and that just did not work.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a big South Park fan. I'm a huge South Park guy. Always have been. And Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole are some of my favorite RPGs of the 2010s. I think they're fantastic. If anyone has not played them, please do it. Even if you're not a South Park fan, go check them out. They're a blast, and their mechanics are actually real solid, particularly Fractured Butthole. And one of the things that makes those games so great is the translation of South Park to that 2D style that they use in those games. That's what makes them part of the reason they're so good. Because half the time South Park is funny because it's these characters that look like paper cutouts saying and doing this stuff. That's half of the time why this is funny as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, the humor doesn't translate as well to 3D. So immediately knowing that Snow Day is in 3D, there is that, like, okay, immediately you're gonna have to try to convince me why is this in 3D? Nothing in that trailer convinced me that this needed to be in 3D.
Because 2D is not AAA.
AAA. Well, the reason I think this is in 3D is because it's probably a shooter game, like a free FPS or a third-person shooter or whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell what. I know it's multiplayer. It's a
multiplayer thing, which already means that I'm less interested in this. I want another RPG. I've wanted another RPG for South Park. That's what I think they do best, and they do a really good job with those. But like, the trailer just did not appeal. It just did not look good to me. The 3D styles don't work. I think the premise of it is funny. It's funny. It's a classic South Park premise. But like, again, why is this in 3D? There's no reason for this. I need to know what kind of game this is, and actually show gameplay of it, please.
Well, that's the thing. They show gameplay in the trailer, but they don't do a good enough job at telling me what kind of game it is. Like, I can't fucking tell.
Yeah,
exactly. And isn't it supposed to come out by the end of the year or something?
No,
like
it's
that?
coming out next year.
It's next year. It's next year.
Okay, so maybe I'll be convinced if I see another trailer. Maybe I'll be convinced if I see another trailer and they actually showcase that it looks better. But like right now, I am not sold on this. I don't think this looks good at all. I'm not. I am not impressed, frankly.
I mean, I think like a comedy first-person shooter, like something like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, I think that could work for South Park.
Definitely, just a raunchier version of that, obviously.
Yeah.
Like maybe a version of High on Life that doesn't have a sexual predator and doesn't use AI art.
And it's actually funny.
Yeah,
and it's actually funny. Shane thought High on Life was kind of funny, so like
I thought it was kind of funny. Anyway,
oh my god, we shot that kid! Did you see that? We shot that kid! I can't believe that we can actually get away with that. Yet great writing.
Hey, I shot the kid. I'm not ashamed of that. Anyway, I pretty much mirror Matt's sentiment on this. I'm not convinced. Nothing about this trailer really stuck out to me. It didn't convince me this needed to be a thing. I just need to know what kind of game it is, guys. Like, how is it that you have gameplay in your trailer and I still have no idea what your fucking game is? How do you manage to do that?
That's never a good sign. I've seen this happen before. That's never a good sign. It's never a good sign.
And also, I feel like it could get away with the 3D graphics if it was more stylized. This looks like it's just generic 3D models. It looks honestly like Unreal Engine 4 South Park.
You know what it looks like? You know what it looks like? It looks like just a remastered version of like the South Park Nintendo 64 game.
That's the vibe it's giving, honestly.
Or like the lighting almost looks like what stupid people on Twitter think HD 2D games look like.
Yeah.
All the blue check marks.
Yeah, all the blue check marks. But yeah, this.
I was just gonna say I can't say too much because I'm not really a big South Park guy. I haven't played any of the other games, so I can't really comment all as much.
Stick of Truth is so good.
I have heard Stick of Truth in
Stick of Truth is a great game solely because it's a great game when the first joke in the game is like really funny and it just stays that level of funny throughout the entire game. It never dips.
The one joke I know from the games is I think it was Fractured Butthole that made the difficulty a race slider.
Yep.
It doesn't actually affect the difficulty game either. Some people just meaner to you.
Yeah.
Which is just like yikes.
Yeah, a little yikes. Just a little yikes.
Also at the same time it's like South, but like it's that's
South Park for you.
It's South Park.
Yep. But moving on, let's move on to the other big announcement from the THQ showcase, which we've known about for a while, but we've now finally gotten our first teaser of. TMNT The Last Ronin was finally shown off in some capacity, so let's read. Earlier this year, Paramount teased that a video game based on the popular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles graphic novel The Last Ronin was in development. While we haven't heard much since then, today's THQ Nordic Digital Showcase gave us a teaser trailer. Unfortunately, we did not get any looks at gameplay or additional information. In the Last Ronin graphic novel storyline, the final surviving member of the Ninja Turtles is on a quest for revenge in a ruined New York City. Both the trailer and the new synopsis point towards this being the case for the game as well. The synopsis reads, "Who is the last Ronin? In a future battle-ravaged New York City, a lone surviving turtle embarks on a seemingly hopeless mission seeking justice for the family he lost. From the minds of the creators of the TMNT and based on the best-selling comic book event by Eastman, Waltz, Bishop, DeGaldo, and the Escorza brothers, the official video game adaptation of TMNT The Last Ronin is happening."
So is it not specified which of the turtles the Ronin is?
It's a spoiler which one it is. I'm just going to say that right now. As someone who's read the comic, I know who it is, and I'm not going to... It is a big spoiler on who it is. So.
Okay. Yeah, because I know nothing of it. I just always figured it was either Leo or Raph because those are the two that I could see being like that. I have no idea who it actually is though.
It's a big spoiler. I won't say who it is, but like I'm excited for this because Last Ronin is a phenomenal comic. I'm shocked that they're adapting it because it is a much more adult story from Turtles.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the original Turtles like graphic novels were much darker than the '80s show.
They definitely were. I'm just shocked that they're adapting this in a big form because the Turtles in general have kind of become kind of like a big family friendly franchise regardless.
Yes, they
even
have.
in the games, even when they are like even the so-called darker installments like the 2007 TMNT film, which is very underrated by the way.
Very good movie.
It's got some issues, but like
yeah,
but like
yeah.
but like even that was darker and aimed at an older audience, like older kid audience, but it was still aimed at family audiences.
Yeah, like if we're getting a Turtles game, it's something much more like Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah, Shredder's Revenge. This is, I think, the first time in the mainstream that I think the comics are going to be directly like adapted for one, and I'm really excited for that because that I think could really lead to a lot of like really exciting opportunities for the series, which is already having a renaissance. Like Mutant Mayhem is in theaters right now, and it looks yes, and a lot of other great stuff. So I want to see how it actually plays. That's what I want to know. I want to know how this plays.
Well, we know from a while ago they said it's going to be a single player action RPG, much like the modern God of War game. So we know that it's going to be that style of game. We'll just have to see how they actually adapt it to that gameplay format. I am a really big fan of this teaser, actually, now that I've watched it a couple times. I really like the 4 candles with each one slowly going out, symbolizing each turtle dying tragically. I really, really like that. And also, based on that teaser, it looks like they might be going in a more Trek to Yomi direction with the visuals, make it more like black and white, old school, like Kurosawa samurai stuff, and I adore that shit and inject that directly into my veins because I feed off of that shit. If this game is anything, if they do the Trek to Yomi thing in this game, I'm going to come. I'm just saying it right now.
Full on Akira Kurosawa-esque shit, which is like, yes.
But yeah, that nothing other than that small teaser, not even a release window, just in development. It's happening at some point. It's happening.
Now shut up and let us work.
Now shut up about it. Well, let's move on to some more announcements. Let's go over honestly, the only real interesting thing that happened at the Pokemon show. We got a release date for the first Scarlet and Violet DLC. So let's read on. The Pokemon Company has confirmed the release date for the first Scarlet and Violet DLC, the Teal Mask. Announced during Pokemon Presents, the first DLC pack will be released on Wednesday, September 13th, so a month from now. The second pack is scheduled for winter 2023, but no firm release date was given. A new trailer for the second part of the DLC, the Indigo Disc, was also shown. Several new Pokemon, including Paradox forms of Raikou, aka Big Boy, and Cobaline were shown.
Neck.
Long. It's a giraffe.
It's a giraffe.
An evolution of Applin named Diplin, that's kind of great. I kind of love that. Was also revealed. The Indigo Mask. I
love Diplin.
Diplin's great. The Indigo Mask, which will be released in winter 2013, will see the player transfer to a new school, which will feature a new open area with several biomes. The Indigo Disc will also feature a new Elite Four. So, the Pokemon Presents was kind of ass. Let's be real.
They showed nothing.
No.
Waste of time.
It seems like these presentations, especially lately, are always kind of a waste of time because they really don't show anything interesting.
Nope.
Especially with everyone huffing that Switch Online copium, and it never fucking happens. Yes, I see you, Matt. I see you over there.
It's gonna happen again. Trust me. Next time this is announced, it's gonna happen again. I have not. Did I learn it? I learned nothing. Don't worry.
Here's the thing.
I've learned nothing.
I was on the Copium train last time when it was the anniversary presents, and we were all like, "Oh, this is the perfect time to do it. Why wouldn't you do it then?" And then they didn't. At that point, I was like, never getting my hopes up ever again. I'm expecting nothing, and guess what? We receive nothing. So I'm not getting tricked again. Fuck it.
I just learned to expect. I just learned to expect and look forward to nothing from this franchise anymore.
Mm-hmm. But hey, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you have no expectations, then they can genuinely surprise you if there's actually something. Unfortunately, there's never something.
There was Legends Arceus.
There was that, yeah. I think that's the biggest announcement they've had for one of these things in the last how many years?
Yeah, that's when they announced Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet.
Did they announce Scarlet and Violet in the same presentation?
No. They didn't announce.
They announced Legends Arceus with something. That's what. Oh no, it was this Shining Pearl. It was
BDSP. Yeah. They announced Scarlet and Violet the following year, and everybody yelled at them because it was incredibly stupid that they revealed Scarlet and Violet 2 months after Legends came out.
Yeah.
I will say, I will say the DLCs for Scarlet and Violet look great, but like we've known that because they showed that footage of that already. So like we like this.
So this presentation had nothing.
Yeah,
and I can't even get that excited for because I still haven't played Scarlet and Violet. I own it.
Neither have I. Neither have I. My Switch is in Ohio. It's still there. Once it gets back, I am playing Scarlet and Violet though. That's the plan.
I've just been hoping they fix it somewhat before I play it.
It's definitely better than it was from what I know. Like they've patched it multiple times. It doesn't run amazing still, no, but like it's a Game Freak game on the Switch. Like Legends Arceus also ran into fucking problems. Like
not as bad as Scarlet. I never fell through the floor in Legends Arceus.
I never fell through the floor either. I've had Pokemon nearly crash my game and slow it down to like 2 frames when the game's like it is still a Game Freak game on the Switch. At this point, I'm just like, as long as the game has cool designs, which it does, I'm good. I'm sold. There you go. And I like Diplin. Diplin's my child.
We do stand Diplin. I will say we do stand Diplin. But yeah, that happened. Let's move on. Here's a surprise announcement that was revealed at QuakeCon, because QuakeCon is currently happening. A surprise Quake 2 remaster was shadow dropped during the con, so let's read. Quake 2's reported remaster is set to be released today, according to a reliable leaker. This, of course, was updated as the announcement actually came out. Bill Kuhn, who has been accurately leaking game announcements and release dates for some time now, says the game will be released today at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. They also say the game will cost $10, but it's not yet clear whether it will be called Quake 2 Remastered or Quake 2 Enhanced, though a South Korean rating for the game called Quake 2 Enhanced was spotted by Gamatsu in June. The article was updated August 10th, 6:50 p.m. The Quake 2 remaster has now been officially announced by Night Dive Studios. It will include a new expansion called Call of the Machine, as well as Quake 2 64 included for free. So yeah, all you Quake fans out there are probably very happy about it.
Kicking in your boots, eh?
Anyway. But yeah, I'm excited for this because I like Quake, even though I'm not a huge Quake guy. I played the Quake 1 remaster, and that was really well done. So the fact that they shadow dropped this, and also it's a free update if you already own the game, that's sick as hell. And also it's on Game Pass, so you can just download it if you have Game Pass, which is also sick as hell.
Oh, it's on Game Pass?
Yeah, you could just download it, dude.
I'll play. Nice. Oh, fuck it. I know what I know what I might be playing after.
After we're done tonight, he's gonna play Quake 2.
I've never actually played Quake 2, so like,
damn.
I've never played any Quake. Period.
I think I played Quake 1, like the Quake 1. I had my school. At my school, some people had Quake 1 downloaded on the school computers. so they played that. It was like that in Halo. So I played a little bit of Quake 1.
Every school has one of those. My school, it was Doom and Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem 3D was on my school computers.
Because someone put it there.
Yeah, my friend Kevin fucking actually brought his ROM from home and booted it up on the teacher's computer in their office during lunch. So we snuck into their office to play Duke Nukem 3D. We never got caught either. So hey, I committed a crime and I got away scot-free. Come after me, FBI. I've committed a sin. But yeah, not a huge announcement, just something cool that happened during QuakeCon, a nice little shadow drop, and we love our shadow drops around here. Another shadow drop that wasn't as well received was the hotly anticipated Red Dead Redemption remaster. Psych, it's not a remaster, it's just a dead-ass port, and it's not even coming to PC or Xbox, so let's read. Red Dead Redemption will be coming to Switch and PS4 next week. A new trailer posted on the Rockstar website says the port will be released on August 17th. It will cost $50 US and will also include the Undead Nightmare DLC. A physical edition will be released on October 13th. The synopsis reads, experience the epic Western adventure Red Dead Redemption and its groundbreaking zombie horror companion, Undead Nightmare, as both games come to the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4 for the very first time in one single package. In a new conversion by Double 11 Studios, the Switch and PS4 versions bring the two classic experiences together again for both new players and original fans to enjoy across modern consoles, including backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 5. So, this has caught the ire of many Red Dead fans, because it's not even a remaster, it's just a dead-ass port of the game from 2010. And it's only coming to Switch and PS4 of all things, no Xbox, and no PC, which I feel a lot of people were hotly anticipating a PC release for this game, which is now never coming. And we also have a companion piece for this because the bundle costs $50 for a barely updated port from 13 years ago. And our companion piece is an article where the Take-Two boss basically just said, yeah, we thought that was commercially acceptable to price it at that point, at that price. That's literally what they said. I believe it's commercially acceptable was the quote. Yes, commercially accurate was the quote.
Yeah, that was it.
Man, I'm someone who played Red Dead when it came out in 2010, and it was, I believe, my game of the year for 2010. Incredible video game, top to bottom. One of the, honestly, best games ever made, and a lot of people mirror that sentiment. So when the rumors were coming out recently that Red Dead was going to be re-released in some manner, a lot of people got excited. Obviously, excitement was, severely limited because of the last remaster that Rockstar released. We don't talk about GTA Trilogy, but we're talking about GTA Trilogy. So a lot of people were cautiously optimistic. Turns out they didn't even fucking bother with this one because it's just a dead-ass port of the game from 2010 with nothing new done to it. $50, Switch and PS4 only. Give us your money. What do you guys think about this? This is a tough one, I feel. Matt, we'll start with you. What do you think about this? Yeah.
I hate this. I'm a PC only guy usually because that's all I can afford and it's convenient for me. I can't play this fucking game. I can't. Where is it? Where is it? Why is it not on PC? Why is Red Dead 2 on PC but Red Dead 1 isn't? What do we what's going on here? What's happening, Rockstar? What's going on here?
Clearly they don't care because they know GTA 6 is going to make $12 quadrillion.
I mean, yeah, it is. It is going to make a $10 quadrillion because it's GTA 6. What the fuck? What's going on here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What is this?
Ryan, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, it's really only the Nintendo crowd that gets any benefit from this because a lot of them probably haven't played the game yet.
Yeah, because they get it on
Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now you can play it. Now you can play it on the Switch. You can play it while you're taking a shit.
You can play it at 540p, 30 frames per second. gloriously on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay, in fairness, maybe the game might be better on Switch than if you play it in handheld and it's on a smaller screen.
Actually, most games in handheld run actually worse. Like, most games in handheld are actually lower resolution.
Not necessarily running. I mean, just because it's not like super high res, because it's lower res, it would look a little bit better on a smaller screen.
If it's a straight port for the 2010, then it probably will run better on the Switch than most other ports.
The Switch port will probably be fine. Especially if you have an OLED, I can see this game being a pretty good experience on the OLED.
Yeah.
PS4? What?
No, not even a PS5 port. If you're gonna port it, if you're gonna port it, at least port it to PS5.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see it because they said it's backwards compatible. So, like, if you have one, you can play it on both. It's just so weird when the press release comes out and Red Dead Redemption is being re-released for Switch and PS4 only.
What year is this? This is like fucking 2018 or like 2019 or some shit. What year is this?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
And there's a lot of caveats.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
There's a lot of caveats to this because people will say, "Oh, well, like I just said, it's backwards compatible, so you can play it on both. Oh, it's backwards compatible on Xbox, so you can just buy the 360 version." Which actually you probably should, because that's a genuine, actual remaster, because it upscales to 4K and looks genuinely amazing on modern Xboxes. The lack of a PC port is such a mood killer. Such a fucking mood killer, man.
That's the big thing. If this was on PC, I don't care if it was a straight port. That would have been actually a huge deal, and I would have been totally down for it. I would have been much more positive about this.
Yeah. Just like,
but without PC, it's what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
I mean, I don't think we would trust them with a remaster after GTA, to be fair.
No, definitely not.
I'm so glad that I have the original versions of those games.
Same, dude. Let's go.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. So that happened, and it's very disappointing. You know what else is disappointing? Getting a cool crossover for your fighting game, and then coming out afterwards and revealing it takes $100 to get all the cool stuff, because the turtles are coming to Street Fighter 6 in the worst way possible. So let's read.
Common Capcom L. That's what this is.
Street Fighter 6 will be getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover content this week. As revealed in a new trailer by Capcom, the collaboration will start on August 8th and will let players unlock a variety of TMNT content. This includes new costumes, accessories, emotes, stamps, and more. Cowabunga, reads Capcom's announcement. Scarf down that slice of pizza and get ready for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Street Fighter 6 collaboration on August 8th. Get radical, dude, with TMNT gear and emotes, new titles, TMNT stamps, in-game device wallpapers, camera frames in photo mode, and turn your World Tour and Battle Hub custom avatar into your favorite turtle. The collaboration is designed to tie in with the release of Mutant Mayhem, the latest TMNT feature film, which is currently in cinemas. So this seems like a cool thing. Obviously, they're not fighters in the game, they're just costumes, but it's still cool to see this happening. And in the most 2010s Capcom move I've ever seen, it came out shortly afterwards that it takes $100 real-world dollars to unlock all of this shit. Much like Matt just said, what are we doing here? Guys, what are we doing here?
I don't get it.
Capcom! What is this?
It's so... I thought we were past this. I really thought we were. Capcom is in such a better place than they were back then, and yet this is so 2012 Capcom.
We are literally... Are we regressing? Is this what this is? Are we regressing? Are we hitting that time where we're going back to the early 2010s? Because if we are, I'm out. Goodbye.
I'm out. I don't want to be here. I'm gone. Get me off this planet. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I get having to pay for the turtles. That's not my issue, is that I have to pay for them. My issue is that it costs $100 fucking dollars to get everything.
Yeah.
Just have me pay $30 and get all of it.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been like fine. But $100? What the hell? That's more than the game. That's more than the actual game.
For context,
I mean, isn't it? It's 15 for each of them, right?
No, it's like 25 for each of them. Hold up, let me see.
It's 25, yeah. It's like, and that's not including a bunch of some of the other stuff too.
A player wishing to buy a single turtle costume requires 750 fighter coins. They would have to buy 3 bundles of 250, costing $15 US. To get everything, including the costumes, the emotes, everything involved, costs $100. $99.99 in real world currency.
That's the thing. It's not just costumes. It's it's weapons and emotes and shit. It's got all of that, and it's like, come on, like they're treating this like Fortnite or like PUBG or like other stuff like that. That's what they're doing.
That's ridiculous.
And it's like, it's not even cool because it's just a costume for your avatar, which you only play in one mode. So it's like, what's the fucking point?
You can't even use it online?
No, because it's a custom character.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah, this is actually pointless. What the fuck is it? What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
So dumb.
I hate capitalism, man.
After we spent like 20 minutes raving about how good Street Fighter 6 is, can I return it? Nah, damn, I can't.
It's on your deck. You have it permanently. It's over. It's there.
It's over.
Just throws the Steam Deck away.
Just $600 out the fucking window.
Just chuck it across the room.
But this is. I haven't seen a headline make me go, God damn it, quite as much as this one in recent memory, honestly. Because this just brings me back to when I started BGN, and we were literally doing podcasts about the downfall of Capcom in 2012 because of the Street Fighter Cross Tekken shit and the on-disc DLC fiasco. Like, this is my like non-flashback happening right now. I'm not even joking.
The return. Ah, yes. Honestly, all I can think in my head is like, ah, yes. There's the Capcom. I know they're back, baby. We're so back, baby. Nature is healing.
We are so fucking back in the worst way possible. Let's move on. Something that our lovely co-host Ryan brought to my attention. Thank you very much. Apparently, there were leaks of the PS5 Slim that came out today. So let's read. That it looks exactly the same. It doesn't look any different.
It's Sonic 2 with a line.
It really is. A new online video appears to show what looks like a PlayStation 5 Slim, the heavily rumored but not yet announced smaller version of Sony's current gen console. Rumors of a sleeker, slimmer PS5 have been floating around online for about a year now, but things really heated up in July. That's when court docs from the Microsoft v. FCC hearing seemed to confirm its existence, suggesting the device would cost $400 and that it would be released later this year. Now, a new video seems to give us our first look at this slimmer PS5 while also confirming that it might have a detachable disk drive. On August 10th, as spotted by The Verge, an image of an alleged PS5 Slim leaked out via a Chinese forum. That image got shared all over Twitter, attracting a lot of attention. But now, the recently surfaced video gives us an even better look at the still not officially confirmed console variant. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring up the tweet. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it in chat so you guys can actually watch it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
I know.
I have not.
Just in case, yeah. Just in case. So you guys take a look at that. I'll bring it up on screen.
I will say though, if this thing costs $400 and has a detachable disk drive, why would anybody buy the digital only PS5 after this thing comes out?
Right. You've literally made that model.
Wait a minute. Okay. I'm looking at it right now. It's just a PS5.
It's just a PS5.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Matt, why do you think
What are we
doing? What are we doing? Shane, you got to put that in the thumbnail. You got to put that on the thumbnail.
What are we doing?
What are we actually doing here?
Matt, when I said Sonic 2 with a line, I wasn't joking.
Fuck, you're right. Oh my god. It looks exactly. Oh, fuck it. Okay, maybe it's a little bit smaller. I don't know. We need to see it side by side.
I think people are reporting 5 centimeters.
Oh boy, that's how much Frieza grew taller in DBS Broly.
Oh wow! It reminds. Oh wow! It's like when Sonic in Sonic 4 Episode 1 was an inch taller than he was in prior games, so people do it. Fucking
a toothpick changes everything.
What are we doing? This is if anything, this just looks like another PS5. Yeah.
I said to my friends in another chat, of course the PlayStation with the most unwieldy is the one that doesn't get a redesign for its Slim model.
Yep. It's just got some Lego bullshit that you can slap on and rip off now. Which, granted, the original PS5 already had because of the side plates.
Mm-hmm. People have said you can't shrink it down that much because of all the tech that has to be shoved into it.
Mm-hmm. I call bullshit. I call such bullshit. It's just because they wanted to make it look like an outlandish machine.
It looks like Kiryu. That's what it does.
It really does. Yeah.
It looks like Seto Kaiba with his jacket.
With the Battle City jacket.
Did you not see those edits when the PS5 was first revealed with its design?
I saw that shit,
they did that.
When they revealed both consoles, and it was like we have Seto Kaiba and a fridge.
People said it was the top of Cell's head.
Yeah, we have the top of Cell's head and a fridge as our current consoles. Congratulations.
It's so weird because I had never seen a PS5 in real life before because I don't own one. I don't know anyone who does own one. However, my friend Joe, anyone that's near me. However, my friend Joe recently got one, and I went over to his place a couple weeks ago, so I actually saw it in person for the first time. That thing is ungodly. What is that thing?
It's absolutely huge. It's like the modern day someone could do a modern day equivalent of what the AVGN did for the Atari 5200 with that thing.
I just remember. I just also remember this is not the first time the PlayStation has done this. You remember the original PS3?
Oh god, that
bitch. No, well, the PS3 was big, but it wasn't that big. It was a George Foreman grill.
It was, yeah.
Well, yeah, but this is not the first time they've made a console that's just unyieldly and huge for no discernible reason.
To be fair, the Xbox Series X ain't no tiny little thing either.
Oh yeah, no, I have my criticisms of that thing too.
He's looking
at
the
very least that thing.
I don't know, man. It's smaller than you think. Actually, it's not.
It looks like a mini, dude. It looks like a mini fridge.
That's what it is, a mini fridge.
It's a PC. It's a PC tower.
Yeah, it's just like a Dell G5800 or whatever the fuck.
Microsoft make a console that looks like a game console challenge. Impossible.
Impossible. I want the universe where the original Xbox was just the giant X.
I mean, that's what it kind of was. That's still what it kind of was. They just filled in the
filled in the gaps, but I want that.
It would have been hilarious if it actually looked like the Giant X. That would have been funny as fuck.
I want that prototype. I just
imagine if it would have sold as well.
Imagine if it was the big X and it used the little mini discs the GameCube had to put it in the center. So you could fit it in the center of the X.
I was thinking the same
universe
thing,
where that was a thing. At the first console to sell only two consoles.
X bazillion copies.
This thing's fucking stupid.
The X billion, exillion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just it's really dumb. The PS5 Slim, and there's rumors of a PS5 Pro. Which why? Why would we even need that?
That one's just going to be two duct taped together.
What? It's going to be double the size.
if we really live in a if we really live in a timeline where the PS5 gets a Pro and the Switch doesn't, we are in the wrong damn timeline.
Yep, we need to get the fuck out of here.
No, again, what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
I'm just thinking of the detachable disc drive, the AVGN episode where he I think it was like the ColecoVision had an add-on that let you play Intellivision games on it. We got an addition for the PS3. You're going to be able to play Xbox games on it. There would be lawsuits out the ass.
I hate it here. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired of this shit, man. I'm
fed up with this world.
I'm fed up with this world. You're tearing me apart, Sony.
Lisa.
Anyway, I'm getting this off my fucking screen. Get it out of here.
Goodbye.
So that's a thing. Apparently, we'll see if this holds any water. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
If that becomes reality, I'm gonna love seeing your guys' reactions on the next podcast.
We're going to talk about it.
It will just be me saying the same things again.
What are we doing here? Part
Matt
two.
Matt will just sit there the whole time, like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Making that exact expression. Yes, you're right.
Yes.
So let's move on to an equally cringeworthy story, which is back to Activision Blizzard, boys, because a new regulator has approved the deal. This time, New Zealand. Oh, he's just gone.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Now that you're back, we can read the story. New Zealand's regulator has become the latest to approve Microsoft's impending purchase of Activision Blizzard. The Commerce Commission of New Zealand told Press Start in this statement. In reaching its decision, the commission focused on the importance of Activision games such as Call of Duty, Overwatch, and World of Warcraft to New Zealand gamers, and whether Microsoft would be likely to stop rivals like Sony and Nvidia from offering those games on consoles and on cloud platforms. Microsoft added this statement. We appreciate the thoughtful consideration by the New Zealand Commerce Commission of our acquisition of Activision Blizzard and welcome its decision to clear the deal unconditionally. This acquisition will ultimately benefit the gaming industry and gamers, and we will continue to work toward closing the deal. It's just a matter of time, guys. It's just a matter of time.
I mean, at this point, it's just what the CMA or whatever it is. The EU, yeah, basically. Which
the hard bitches. That's all. It's just the hard line.
I mean, I think at this point, the fact that they've got everything else, the EU is just going to be peer pressured into just doing it.
We'll see how that goes. I still stand by that. I think there's going to be some splitting up. EU is very strict on that kind of stuff. They're a lot more strict. I'm not surprised New Zealand went, though. They're not strict at all. They don't give a fuck. So,
I mean, it's the land of hobbits. They don't give a shit. They're smoking weed and getting drunk, bro.
Well, it's New Zealand and Australia. They both have heavy regulations on video games already. So,
Japan cares as well. They probably just don't care about Xbox enough.
No, they don't. Call of Duty doesn't sell there. So, like,
no.
Yeah. And also because they couldn't sell some of the Call of Duty games because of the depiction of atomic bombs.
Yeah, because they did block Nintendo and Namco from merging in the early 2000s. That was gonna be a thing, but they
probably a smart move on that part. Honestly,
because it would have been the number one console developer and the number one arcade developer.
It would have been a legitimate monopoly. That would have been bad.
There's an alt timeline where Pac-Man, Tekken, and Tails are Nintendo franchises.
that would have been weird. That would have been weird.
Pac-Man and Tails would fit, I would say.
It would be.
Yeah.
Open world Pac-Man.
Yeah, dude, that sounds cool. Open world Pac-Man Odyssey.
It would
Odyssey. I'd play that.
It would work better than Ghostly Adventures.
I mean, what wouldn't work better than Ghostly Adventures?
True enough.
You unlocked a traumatic memory for me.
You're welcome, Matt. You're welcome.
Pac-Man World 4. Come on, Namco. Give me Pac-Man World 4.
Let's do it. That's when they finally give Pac-Man a gun. That's just the natural trajectory. That's just the natural trajectory from 3, because
It's
3 was
Pac-Gun.
obviously the edgier, darker game. Then just give him a gun in 4.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's just a pack. Yeah, it's called. You gotta call it Pac-Man Deadlocked.
I'm now just imagining Pac-Man and the Shadow the Hedgehog intro. Din, 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 din,
I just now
din,
realized
din.
Shadow the Hedgehog and Ratchet Deadlock came out the same year too. It was 2004.
2005 was
Deadlock-
wild, dude.
Deadlock is much better. Deadlock is much better.
Deadlock's actually a great game, though. I will defend.
Yes.
it.
I love
actually
Deadlocked.
really like
Deadlock's
Deadlock's great. Deadlock's great, but at the same time, in 2000, what was happening in 2005, man? Like
Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog was trying to do what Jak 2 did, but failing at it.
Shadow the Hedgehog is like the funniest bad game ever made. It's so much fun, but when you're playing it, you're like, "Wow, this really sucks."
I hope you realize we're 2 games away from Shadow in the marathon, Matt.
Oh no, I'm so ready.
I'm fucking ready.
Are you gonna get all 10 endings and do last story?
Ryan, is there any other way to play the game?
There's no other way. If you're gonna endure it, you have to do all of it.
Oh, I can't wait for him to do Lost Colony. Gotta kill all 60 of those artificial chaos.
Trust me, I've been preparing myself for that.
He's gonna.
and his preparation is booze.
My preparation is I've spiked this root beer.
Turns out Shane breaks his oath to never drink and to play.
I never knew that.
I just show up to a fucking stream with a bottle of tequila. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna sugarcoat
it, over. It's never been more over.
It's never been more over. Anyway, New Zealand's cool with the conglomerate. Excellent. Moving on, let's talk about another conglomerate, that being Valve. Just kidding. However, Valve's been making gangbusters on that Steam Deck. Oh, it's like it all comes full circle. Anyway, it turns out that the Steam Deck has been selling so well that they are now offering refurbished Steam Decks at a reduced price. So let's read. Valve has started reselling refurbished Steam Decks at discounts of up to $130 off the retail price. As with other companies that sell refurbished goods, a refurbished Steam Deck is a unit that can no longer be sold as new for a variety of reasons. For example, they may have been purchased and opened but then returned, thereby making them secondhand. Because the device is technically no longer brand new, refurbished devices are usually cheaper than new retail units. This is also the case with Valve's refurbished Steam Decks. Here is the pricing for each model. A refurbished 64GB will run you $319. A 256 model will run you $419, and a 512 will run you $519. According to the new Steam Deck refurbished page on the Steam store, each certified refurbished Steam Deck has been thoroughly tested to the same high standards as our retail units. Every device goes through a complete factory reset, software update, and an extensive examination involving over 100 tests at one of Valve's many facilities. Among the tests are all controller inputs, the audio system, the screen, and all internals. Battery health is also assessed to ensure proper functionality and longevity. I honestly think this is a smart move, just because the Steam Deck has been so popular as of late, especially with the summer sale when they were mad cheap, like they were 20% off. This thing's in high demand, so I think them going with the refurbished direction, offering refurbished units for sale, I honestly think that's a pretty genius move, because not only does that mean that you just have more stock to sell, it means that more people are going to end up buying Steam Decks, and they're just going to make more money. It's just more money.
It's going to be more Steam Decks, yeah.
Honestly, it's just business-wise, just very smart to me. What do you guys think of this?
Yeah, I mean, no reason not to.
Yeah, no, nothing really to add. I think it's a smart move business-wise. I think that,
especially
it's good for.
Go ahead.
It's good for people if they want like a cheaper Steam. If they don't have the money for like maybe a new one, they can get a refurbished one at a cheaper price.
Yeah. I feel like refurbish has a bad stigma to it because most people see refurbish as broken. That's not always the case. Like it said in the article, sometimes people just open it and then return it. Sometimes a refurbished model is basically brand new. So
yeah,
it's not really
it's not really
that hard. It's not really that much of an issue to go refurbished, honestly, because quick story, fun fact, when I got my Xbox One back in the day in 2014, my brand new Xbox One I got for Christmas completely bricked 3 days in. I've had a refurbished ever since.
Don't you love it how like you get it immediately and it's just like it just doesn't want to work.
It was some kind of power failure, and like it wasn't the brick itself, it was the actual internals in the system that just it wouldn't turn on.
It committed suicide. That's what happened.
So for the next 5 years, I had a refurbished Xbox One, and it worked perfectly fine, as good as an Xbox One could run. But yeah, this is just a smart move, man. And like, it's not really a gamble. A refurbished model, it's still going through Valve directly, so it's still going to be high quality. And even if it was broken, they're going to put their best people on it to make sure that it's functional and it works. So hey. Business is business, it's just smart, and then more people are going to buy Steam Decks, and then no one's going to shut up about them, and then it's going to be overrated, and then they're going to come out with a better model, and then it's going to rinse, repeat, the cycle begins anew. That's just how it goes, man. That's just how it goes. But with that said, yeah, not much to talk about that. I thought that was just cool. Moving on to some sad news. Not really sad, but it's a follow-up to a sad story we covered a while ago. Some might recall on a previous podcast, we talked about the passing of the great Lance Reddick, who played Zavala in Destiny, among other roles in video games, as well as in film and TV. May he rest in power. A lot of people were wondering what was going to happen to specifically Zavala in Destiny. Were they going to recast him? Were they going to kill off his character? It has been confirmed that he is going to be replaced with none other than Keith fucking David. Let's fucking go, boy.
David.
Oh my god.
So let's read. A veteran voice actor Keith David will succeed the late Lance Reddick as the voice of Commander Zavala in Destiny, Bungie has officially announced. Reddick, who voiced the character since the game's inception, passed away at his home in Los Angeles in March at the age of 60. Now the studio has announced its plans to continue the character in Lance's absence. The passion and professionalism Lance brought to the role over the last decade was unmistakable and loved by all, wrote Bungie in a blog post announcing the news. Lance's iconic voice led us through Lance's iconic voice led us through the most intense moments in Destiny's history, and his impact on our Guardians, our community, and Bungie as a whole will never be forgotten. Commander Zavala has been central to the story we have been telling since the original Destiny, and we have plans to continue his journey. Beginning with the upcoming expansion, The Final Shape, Keith David will assume the role of Commander Zavala. Crucially, Bungie notes that Reddick's existing in-game lines will remain untouched. So they're going to keep existing dialogue that Lance recorded, but Keith David will be taking over any new dialogue from this point on. Honestly, if they had to replace Lance with anyone, Keith fucking David, am I right?
Oh, I love this choice. Keith David's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite
Keith David's he's an amazing voice actor. If we ever get a Zelda animated movie, he is my choice to play Ganondorf.
Excellent choice, actually.
Yeah.
And he's a big enough name. I think would be a big enough name to actually cast. He's not like a nobody. He's also a live action actor. He does a lot of like.
It's funny how he's such a well-known name, but he's not above like doing smaller stuff like video games or kids cartoons.
Oh no, he loves that stuff. I mean, I know him obviously. In terms of voice acting, everyone knows him as Garth from Gargoyles. Which is an incredible show. Obviously.
Yeah. Was that his big break, Gargoyles?
That was really his big. That was one of his big breaks. I first heard him in Princess and the Frog back when that came out. He was Dr. Philosopher.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Dr. Facilier. Yeah,
he was Dr. Facilier, and dude, his singing voice in that movie is insane. Like he does, but yeah, he does he's so good in that. And then of course he's Captain Anderson from Mass Effect, which is
and he's even been
one of his more iconic roles, obviously nowadays.
He's even been in stuff like Amphibia.
Yeah, well, he's the lead antagonist.
He's the king. Yeah,
he's the king. He's the main villain.
Andreas, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, Shane, who's like, fuck, I got this man into Amphibia, and I'm so happy I did.
I'm having PTSD again.
Oh, True Colors?
Oh god, I love
this man reacted
so
live to True Colors. I seen his reaction live at the end of True Colors, and he visibly gasped. That's all I have to say. If you've not seen True Colors, I won't say anything else. But I'm glad it's Keith David taking over for Reddick, because like Reddick was a phenomenal actor, and if anyone was going to take his place, I'm glad it's David, because David is someone who can actually match his caliber.
Yeah.
He's hired by Bungie.
He's hired by Bungie.
Playing on the Xbox.
Play on your PlayStation 5.
Play on your PlayStation 5.
I was going for more French there.
I don't know what I was doing. I was just making a voice.
Bungie is from like the magical land of no accents.
The magical land of Germany?
I'd say playing on Xbox if I knew any French.
But yeah, this is a great announcement, and like I said, if they had to replace him with anyone, I'm glad it's Keith, because Keith is going to show so much respect for this role. Yeah. He's going to do a great job.
I'm very glad they recasted him too and aren't doing like AI voice with him.
Oh God,
I would have fucking killed myself and then them afterwards. I would have haunted them from the grave. It's also like I'm kind of glad they're also not killing him off. I know there's like, it's a very difficult situation when you have an actor who passes away in the middle of production, or like when his role isn't done. That's always a little.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit easier when it's a animated character, not like Carrie Fisher passing away in the middle of making Rise of Skywalker.
That was a really hard situation. I don't know any right answer to that, like that kind of thing. That's really like difficult. Like frankly, like you are gonna lose no matter what you do. Or like Paul Walker when he died in the middle of Furious 7.
Furious 7, yeah.
Yeah, that was also like that. Like what the fuck do you do? Like that, like literally, what the fuck? But yeah, I know it's easier, but at the same time, you can get actors like Lance who brought an actual voice to that character that's iconic at this point, because he's in so much of that game.
I'm even just thinking about it, because I played Destiny and I played Destiny 2, and I'm just thinking about like Zavala, and I can hear the voice. Like it's so ingrained in my memory. I've been playing those games for like the better part of a decade. I can hear it.
It's a very distinct voice.
It would be a little funny, if not maybe a little cute, if they just did a thing where it's like one of the characters points out, "You sound different, Zavala. The throat's a little scratchy," or something like that.
And of course, Keith David says it in the smoothest voice that he can possibly muster.
Did they bring Cade back?
I don't.
They did.
I don't follow Destiny.
Did anymore,
they? So. Cade's the metal blue face guy,
yes,
right?
Cade 6, played by
yes. He has been in advertisements for Final Shape.
Okay, so honestly, what Matt said, I feel I could see Cade doing that line. That's a Cade line. I'm like, I know Bungie isn't like super tongue in cheek, but obviously Cade is that kind of character. Yeah. But anyway, honestly, the best ending to a tragic story I think we could have possibly gotten. This is a great choice. Let's move on. A couple more stories before we wrap up. We have 2 serious and 1 joke. So we're going to do serious, joke, serious.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So y'all know of Mercury Steam, the developers of Metroid Samus Returns and Metroid Dread. Apparently, according to some industry reports, they're working on a couple of unannounced games right now. So let's read. Metroid Dread developer Mercury Steam is working on 2 unannounced projects. That's according to the latest earnings from Nordisk Games, who owns a minority stake in the developer. According to the filings, the studio is working on 2 large undisclosed titles. It's likely that one of the games that's being referred to is the fantasy title that the studio is working on with publisher 505 Games, details of which have yet to be fully shared. However, the identity of the second title is currently unknown. Codenamed Project Iron, the multi-platform fantasy game has an initial development budget of 27 million euros or 30 million US dollars. We are thrilled to work with the team at Mercury Steam, a proven studio that over the years has created numerous phenomenal IPs, including the recent hit release Metroid Dread in partnership with Nintendo, said Rafi and Rami Galante, co-CEOs of Digital Bros at the time of the announcement. With Mercury Steam's creative vision and talent and 505 Games' extensive experience, gamers can expect a high-quality, captivating, and engaging video game. So, they whip when it comes to Metroid. Those last two Metroid games were stellar. I'm very interested in both of these games, even though the one has no details. However, Mercury Steam is a credible developer, and they've made great games in the past, as we've seen, specifically with Metroid Dread. I'm very, very interested in both of these titles and seeing how these are going to shape up. What do you guys think? What do you guys think that unannounced title is going to be that we have no details on? Because obviously we have the one with 505 that's going to be like a fantasy title. What could the other game
Dread
be? Metroid 6? Metroid, unironically, it could be, legitimately.
It might be. It depends on whether or not they did. It depends.
It honestly could be because there's no details on it, so it could be.
Yeah, and I mean, Dread is the best-selling game in the franchise, so clearly Nintendo would be happy with Mercury Steam.
I would do backflips if we get
okay, go ahead, Shane.
I would do backflips if we get Dread and Metroid 6 before Prime 4. Imagine that timeline.
So funny. No, so Unhinged, also looking up on their Wikipedia page, Mercury Games, they're also the people behind the Castlevania Lords of Shadow games.
Yep.
So Unhinged, they're doing a Castlevania game.
Oh,
I could see.
My God, that would be incredible.
Well, that's actually what I said earlier. I didn't know about the 505 part, but I said how appropriate would it be if these two games were a Metroid game and a Castlevania game?
Yeah, the 505 one is it's a apparent 505 one. I don't know what the fuck that's gonna be. I think that's
maybe it could be Castlevania. Maybe 505's just the ones publishing it.
It seems like an original IP from what they've described. From what we know about it, it seems like an original IP.
Okay,
but I think it's possible. It could be like another Castlevania game. Unhinged, it would be fucking Lord of Shadow 3. That would be funny as fuck.
I think so funny. I think they don't want anything to do with Lords of Shadow.
It's not going to be, but
if it's Castlevania, they're giving it a whole new name.
They're gonna reboot. That's what it's gonna. It's gonna be a full soft reboot. That's what that is.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense for Castlevania because the anime's coming back and it's still making a good resurgence. The collections.
But as we know, Konami is allergic to money.
Yep.
So
they are definitely allergic to money.
I mean, you say that, but Konami they have been stepping up their game recently.
You know what?
Silent Hill 2's getting
Metal Gear Collection.
Silent Hill 2's getting a remake. Metal Gear Solid 3's getting a remake. They're making a brand new Silent Hill. They're doing the Metal Gear collections, the Suikoden remasters. They have been stepping up lately.
I've heard early leaks about the Silent Hill 2 remake though. So
we'll just have to wait and see.
Is that the Bloober Team one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, no, apparently they're changing the story. It's it's basically they're changing shit. They're changing a lot of shit. So Imagine Silent Hill 2 with Bloober Team's writing. That's horrific. That's what that is.
We'll just have to wait and see as far as I'm concerned. I do think Metal Gear is probably more likely to turn out better, the MGS3 remake.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna want to fuck that up. I think they're not gonna want to fuck that up. I'm excited, but yeah, I'm hoping that whatever Mercury Games makes, I'm interested. So it doesn't even need to be IP.
Yeah, I think Mercury Steam they're in really good hands. They're gonna make a lot of good shit. I mean, a lot of people think Nintendo should just outright buy them to make them the 2D Metroid.
I honestly think they
make them the
should,
2D Metroid team.
Yeah, make them the 2D Metroid team and have Retro be the 3D guys.
The Prime team, yeah.
If Prime 4 ever fucking comes out,
it will.
I mean, there was Country before Metroid Prime 4.
I mean, I would
play the don't test me, Shane. Do not.
Do not
tempt me. I will play that.
There were apparently some reports that there were rumblings behind the scenes of people saying Prime 4 looks unbelievable from what it's looking at right now.
I mean, it's Retro Studios, so I would expect nothing less. Given they're the ones who made fucking Metroid Prime.
I think at this point, I think it's more likely Prime 4 is going to be a Breath of the Wild Twilight Princess situation where it's going to be a launch title for whatever Switch successor is, as well as on the Switch.
I don't think it'll be launch title. I think it'll be launch year with cross-gen. Because launch title, I think that's the next 3D Mario game. I think that
maybe. I mean, possibly, but at the same time, but also at the same time, it's like Nintendo doesn't chase shit. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would still do it cross-gen just because they promised it on Switch, and they keep their promises about that when it comes to it. That's why Twilight Princess was cross-gen. That's why Breath of the Wild was cross-gen.
Yeah. And the stockholders would be mad if they wasn't.
Yeah, I think they would do the same. Now, granted, if we got new 3D Mario and Prime 4 on launch day together for the Switch 2, that is an absolute double whammy right there.
Buy my social life. That's what that is. I'm just playing those games permanently, especially since Mario. Well, Mario's always good, so I was
oh yeah. I mean, the next 3D Mario is going to be fantastic.
I'm just so excited to see what that team's going to do after Odyssey. Where can they go from there?
Probably a fully fleshed out Bowser's Fury. That's what a lot of people think.
Probably it's not going to be called Odyssey. It's going to be called Super Mario, whatever the fuck. And
Iliad, Super Mario Iliad.
Yeah. It's going to look super. It's going to look completely different from Odyssey because every 3D Mario outside of Galaxy 2, they try to do something completely different each time. So
yeah, exactly.
Which is for the best. I like Mario when it's weird.
Mm-hmm. I'll never give up hope for Galaxy 3, though. I want to see that someday.
But this is cool. Mercury Steam is a great developer, and Metroid Dread is one of the best games of the 2020 so far. So anything that has their name on it is frankly a much anticipated title for me. Looks like Matt's going to be taking a brief hiatus. I really don't want to go to this next. Oh, he was just make sure his headphones work. His headphones seem to have died. This is insane.
Matt, how many fingers am I holding up?
He can't see you. His headphones don't work.
I can't see him if he can't see me.
No, Kirby, watch out. The truck's coming. Your AirPods are in.
He got his AirPods in.
No. Damn, it really does look like he's having genuine technical issues. So.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So we'll actually be right back. I'm so upset I cut all of that out. That's unfortunate. But anyway,
we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
We are back after technical difficulties. So yeah, this is exciting news, and frankly, anything with Mercury Steam's name on it is very exciting, and I will play pretty much anything that they develop. Let's move on to our joke story before we get to our final story, which is the big one, the big whammy. I'm sure you're aware of the game Roblox.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you know that they are now hosting job interviews in Roblox? I'm not joking.
To work at Roblox?
Yes. They have made an entire server just to hold virtual job interviews for Roblox in Roblox. Let's read the damn article. Roblox has announced plans to conduct some of its future job interviews in the Roblox platform itself. The company has launched the Roblox Career Center, a 3D immersive experience where you can learn about Roblox in Roblox. According to a new blog post by Vice President of Talent Acquisition Jason Buss, the Career Center lets early career candidates learn what it's like working at Roblox by using the product itself. The experience is aimed at users who are just starting on their career path. It aims to appeal to those who may have used Roblox while growing up, because they can use a familiar interface to visualize working at the company, as well as those who have never used Roblox before, because it lets them try out the product. The Career Center includes numerous rooms, including the Innovation Lab, where Bus says they can learn about our innovative product roadmap and listen to stories directly from our employees. It also includes a podcast lounge where they can listen to Roblox Tech Talks podcasts, as well as a library with reading materials for interview preparation, and a room dedicated to letting users practice the sort of problem-solving assessments that will appear in actual interviews. I'm actually going to send you guys the video that's linked in this article, because it shows, like, it has like a digital tour of the Roblox Career Center. I need you guys to watch this. This looks... Honestly, we're getting dystopian at this point.
I am 2 seconds in, and I cannot take this seriously.
This literally looks like you're doing job interviews inside Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, God. And you can just, like... You can just watch fucking TED Talks about Roblox inside Roblox.
No, I'm just imagining like you holding a one-on-one interview, and then like a bunch of randos just run in and start ransacking your interview.
25 seconds in the video that's actually happening, Ryan. You made it real. It just cuts to a conference room with a bunch of bleachers and just a bunch of weird ass fuckos start hopping in.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, Mom, can I have Second Life? No, we have Second Life at home. Second Life at home. Whatever this is. Okay, what is this?
What are we doing?
I'm looking at the like. I know the idea of Roblox having interviews for Roblox in Roblox is really funny on paper. Like on paper, that's fucking hilarious.
Does this mean
at the same time though? Oh my god, this looks. I hate this. I hate everything about this.
Does this mean in the future we could have interviews in VR chat in your little Ugandan Knuckles in a tank avatar?
I'm gonna be in like a Hatsune Miku like fucking like fucking avatar interviewing for like a fucking tech company.
Shane does an interview for VR chat. He shows up as Dante from Devil May Cry.
It's Virgil. It'd be very funny if like showed up as like Kiryu, the Kazuma Kiryu.
Yeah.
What made that even funnier is that literally as you were saying that, all I could think of was Ugandan Knuckles in the fucking Russian tank.
I've seen that video and I love that video.
I can't do it anymore. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
I can't believe this is a thing. I honestly, the video speaks for itself. Like there's nothing.
It does. Like, what is this?
I was in my downtime at work, I was browsing VGC to look for articles for tonight, and I saw this, and I'm like, I have to put this in the list. There's no way we can't talk about this.
Roblox is holding interviews for Roblox in Roblox.
Oh,
I could also throw in a little mini story I just saw on Twitter. If we could, I could just bring it up briefly. Apparently, Overwatch 2 has become the worst user-reviewed game of all time on Steam.
I did see that while I was looking for stories. I did see that.
Oh, I've heard.
It got review bombed to hell and back.
Yes.
Yep. And thus, nature is healing.
It is.
Sometimes Steam users are actually okay.
We have to take that out to make room for the cursed Roblox job in reviews.
Yeah.
I literally had like an hour-long job interview yesterday over Teams, and now I'm just I showed up in Roblox dressed as like a chicken.
Bro, just fucking just show up as a VTuber. Just show up as fucking
Iron Mouse.
Show up as fucking Iron Mouse or Neanners or just
show up as Amelia.
So who will we be interviewing today? Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier.
Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Just show up as Jacksepticeye. Top of the morning to you, guys.
To a shitty Irish accent.
Yeah, God. I can't.
This feels like a disaster waiting to happen. I'm just saying.
I don't do a job interview as Master Chief.
Just if they don't give you the job, you just pull out your fucking assault rifle. Oh, what is reality anymore? God, I feel like I'm in another dimension. Jesus Christ.
That's what Mark Zuckerberg is taking us to. Soon you won't even have to leave your house to go grocery shopping. Don't you know?
Yeah, you're in the metaverse, powered by the blockchain.
Powered by Meta.
Powered by the Roblox chain.
The Roblox chain, yes. It's all back to Roblox. It's all
that caused Shane's psychic damage.
The Toulon didn't. So the Toulon didn't read version. So the Toulon didn't read version of this story is oof.
Yeah, or whatever fucking dumbass sound they replaced it with.
Thank you, Tommy.
Whatever's in now because Tommy Tallarico threatened to sue them.
Thank you, Tommy Tallarico. You are a godsend.
Hey, Tallarico.
No. The world is gonna end when we have an update on the Intellivision Amico on this podcast.
Oh God, I can't wait. If I see anything about the Amico, you know I'm throwing it in.
Yes, please do it.
Okay. Let's move on from the meme because that actually caused me psychic damage. Let's wrap things up with our big story. Sources have claimed Nintendo's next system is coming out next year.
Yep.
This was a huge story that dropped last week. So let's read. Development kits for Nintendo's next console are now with key partner studios with launch planned for next year, sources have told VGC. According to multiple people with knowledge of Nintendo's next-gen console plans, the company is likely to release new hardware during the second half of 2024 to ensure that it has ample stock available on day one and to avoid the kind of shortages seen with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Although specific details on the console are being kept closely guarded, those that VGC spoke to indicated that the next-gen console would also be able to be used in portable mode similar to the Nintendo Switch. Two sources VGC talked to suggest that the console could launch with an LCD screen instead of the more premium OLED in order to bring down costs, especially considering the increased storage capacity needed for higher fidelity games. Like its predecessor, the new Nintendo console will also accept physical games via cartridge slot. Other details, such as backwards compatibility support for Switch games, physical and digital, remains unclear. Nintendo has said it wants to convert as many of the Switch's 100 million plus user base as possible to its next system, although some third-party publishers have said to express concern that legacy support for Switch games could negatively affect sales of next-gen titles. Fuck right off.
AKA, we want to sell our full-price remasters.
Yep. Nintendo did not immediately respond to VGC's request for comment. Of course they didn't. Tokyo-based industry
No.
consultant Dr. Serkan Toto told VGC that a 2024 home console launch would make sense for Nintendo, since it's projected to see double-digit declines in Switch hardware and software sales this year after it has cleared 7 years in the market. I would generally say that looking at Nintendo's financials, it seems clear that it's time for a new piece of hardware in 2024. Hardware is already projected to fall 16.5% year on year in the current fiscal, while the minus for software is expected to hit 15.9%. The only way to stop these losses from totally ballooning next fiscal is with a new device, and the second half of 2024 looks like a realistic release window. ReadPop's head of games B2B, Christopher Dring, told VGC that a 2024 release would fit with Nintendo's historical trend of launching hardware mid-cycle compared to PlayStation and Xbox. The original Switch released over 3 years ago after PS4 and Xbox One, which provided... I can't read right now. Literally psychic damage. It's fucking me up right now. Roblox is real. Which proved to be an effective move for Nintendo. A second half 2024 release for Switch 2 would be nearly 4 years after PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles, so we would see a similar mid-cycle launch for Nintendo. I'd argue that unlike 2017, Microsoft and Sony's consoles still feel relatively new at the moment, partially due to component storages slowing the rollout in the first 2 years and software delays, meaning we've not seen too many titles take full advantage of either console. So it's to be seen whether Nintendo will enjoy the same benefit. However, the biggest competitor Nintendo faces is itself. Although its core fans are eager for more hardware, its more family-oriented casual fans will need more convincing. What will the next Mario Kart offer that they're currently not getting from the current one, for example? Nintendo has struggled to upgrade players in previous generations, so how it approaches things like digital libraries, the Nintendo account, and even backwards compatibility may prove crucial in the next system getting off to a strong start. If Nintendo does release the Switch's successor closer to Christmas, Dring said he'd expect a deeper launch lineup than what we saw with the first Switch, which arrived earlier in its launch year. In 2017, Nintendo spread out its releases with a big game arriving almost every month. 2017 was insane for Nintendo. There was like a big hitter every single month.
Yeah.
By the time the holiday period arrived, the firm had Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, and Mario Kart, plus a number of smaller titles like ARMS and Xenoblade to push the console over the crucial Christmas sales window. If Nintendo opts to release fourth quarter next year, I'd expect the company to have multiple games ready to go for launch. So, not much details on the actual thing itself. Unless this is just a bad article and there's other articles that actually detail more like spec-oriented stuff.
I think that covers basically everything.
I'm not going to release we're not going to get any info on specs for a very long time.
Yeah.
This was just an inevitability, right? This was a long time coming.
Yeah. This makes sense for
it does make
sense. This makes sense for when it drops. If it dropped like second half 2024, especially around like November, that would be close to 8 years since the Switch first launched. So like it would make sense to release it then. And I think that is the right choice to release it around that time because like you said, PS4 and PS5 and Series X will be several years into their life, even though right now they really don't feel as much worth it still. Like he said, you could release more probably higher level games on launch if you released it really late in the year. Like we said it, but if they did legit get like Mario Odyssey 2 or the new 3D Mario and Metroid Prime 4 on launch, that would be ridiculous.
That would be
if they could pull that off.
It would be in line with the Switch launch too, because they were really pumping that stuff out quickly.
Let's say better than the Switch's original launch, because OG Switch had Breath of the Wild, but that would be 2 massive games.
Yeah, it would be. It would be. Yeah, I think a couple of things is that I know in the article they mentioned that they're kind of in a good spot because they won't have the hardware shortages of like the PS5 and stuff had. To be fair to the PS5 and the Xbox, they came out and COVID like hit immediately.
Yeah, for some reason they thought it was smart to launch in 2020.
Yeah, for whatever reason, but COVID had hit, so I want to be fair to them and say that they were dealing with very fucking weird circumstances. Same with all the hardware, the software, the game delays, also due to COVID. So they're just now finally, getting back on track to an extent. PS5 sales have gone up, Xbox Series X sales have gone up, so they don't need to change. It's the Switch really that needs to, like the article said, because it's old. It's on 7 years old at this point. My question is, when do they reveal it?
I think early next year.
Like February-ish? January, February?
Yeah.
They usually have a Nintendo Direct around January, February.
Well, if you guys remember how they did the Switch, there was a whole event where they revealed it. What was it? 2 or 3 months before it came out in March? I think it was January 2017. And that's when they revealed
and we knew that the new console was
games.
coming. We already know that the new console was coming because they had talked about it publicly, and also we had seen the NX stuff or whatever the fuck it was.
They formally revealed it in late October. It launched.
I'm remembering the trailer now because they had that teaser in October that was like a very vague showing of the unit, and then they had the full presentation
the big January presentation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the Switch One had a ridiculously short build-up cycle. It was legit like under 5 months.
Do you think? I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they're going to do the same again.
Maybe not that short, but I don't see them going longer than a year.
You know what I could see? I could 100% see on the Switch's anniversary, March 3rd, them having a big presentation that reveals the successor.
That feels right. Yeah. I was gonna say sometime in the first half of next year. So maybe early on, or like even around like January, like Summer Games Fest time. I almost said E3 time, but E3's dead.
E3 dead. Rip and Getty.
Rip and Getty. But I'm hoping that. But I'm thinking probably early next year, like sometime early next year. I'm hoping that I would like to see it. I'd like to see it as soon as possible, frankly. I want to know what this thing is.
There we go.
You were frozen for a good chunk.
Yeah, sorry. Wi-Fi troubles for a few seconds. Sorry about that.
We love internet. Internet's great. And it never faults us, ever.
But yeah, I think that it's probably first half of next year seems to be a good time that there would be reveal it. I feel like them waiting for like 3 months to reveal it like last time would be a kind of stupid move, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I could see them doing it like the January, February Direct of next year, they formally reveal it. The E3 Direct, they go into big detail with it. Mm-hmm. Continue that for the September Direct, and it drops in like November.
Yeah. It depends on
especially like they need a bigger hype cycle just because it's a successor to their most popular successful console. Like the Switch is
Asterisk DS.
Home console.
Yeah. Home console, yes.
Because the Switch is universally, internationally, globally a huge phenomenon. Everyone loves the Switch. Hundreds of millions of people have bought the damn thing.
Yeah.
So with such a successful console, you need for the successor to build that hype cycle as soon as you possibly can, because you need to get as many of those people on board ASAP.
Yeah, like I've said, I genuinely think you could argue the Switch is the hottest video game system since the PlayStation 2. Honestly, I think you can get away with saying that.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, how will it be different?
Honestly, I think just make it more powerful. That's literally all people want. Make it more powerful, give it a bit more memory. Because like the Switch is a concept people still love. Like they still love the Switch. They just want it to be stronger.
The Switch only has 4 gigs of RAM.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, and to be fair to Nintendo, they can literally just say, we are launching the system with the next brand new 3D Mario game, and you've got millions right there. Like, guaranteed.
You've got like at least 10, 20 million right there on launch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they could be doing something ridiculous for all we know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, for all we know, God, I just thought it would have to be the following year, but I just got the idea of if they managed to get Game Freak to have Gen 10 launch with the Switch 2.
Before they fix Scarlet
what if that's their big fucking launch title?
Is Pokemon?
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be, because Gen 10 is very likely 2025. Because new Pokemon generations run on a 3-year cycle.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It wouldn't be, no.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for wait for Game Freak to have to suddenly transfer over to new tech and not know how to use that either.
Which, granted, that would very likely mean that Gen 10 would be in the very first year of the Switch 2, which would be a big deal for that.
It would be a big deal, and a big deal. It would be a big deal and get a lot of people to buy the console. That's the thing. So
yeah, exactly. Pokemon pushes systems like crazy, like that. Gen 4.
We saw what Diamond and Pearl did to the DS. So
yeah, Diamond and Pearl made the DS explode.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sword and Shield did really well for the Switch.
And then how we just saw it with Scarlet and Violet, even though everyone fucking hates it on a technical level, it sold 20 million copies in like a month.
Yeah, everyone bought it. We all bought it.
Everyone complains, but they still bought it. We are the problem.
Actually,
nobody hates Pokemon more than Pokemon fans.
No, I actually just got a fun idea. You don't launch with Gen 10, launch with Legends Kyurem. I want that.
No, the Gen 5 remakes? Oh my god.
Yeah. No, I want a Legends
You know what?
game.
Insta-buy. I would have loved that. I would love that.
Oh, dude, Legends Arceus is so good. I want another Legends game so much.
I feel like it'll happen. The Legends Arceus did very well.
I think so, because I think Legends Arceus is the best-selling new generation Pokemon game ever, because it sold like 15 million.
It's up there with like Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I know that. Heart Gold, Soul Silver did very well as well.
Yes. They all did crazy well.
I think we will get more Legends style games. I think if they were smart, they'd do like have Legends games as well as the mainline series both continue.
I agree, absolutely.
Yeah, and it would just benefit the series in general to have both of them going, I think, frankly.
Oh hell yeah. I mean, Legends made the hardcore fans ridiculously happy.
Yeah. It depends on whether or not they're actually doing one. I know that they said Legends Arceus was kind of an experiment to see if the open world stuff in Scarlet and Violet could work. Yeah, it can. Turns out, it does.
I feel like by the simple fact that they named it Legends Arceus, like Legends is not the lone subtitle. That indicates that they would do more.
Yeah, so I'll be wondering that. I'm also just wondering what other stuff would come, like what other IPs they could bring to the Switch and announce. Like probably not a new Zelda. We're not gonna get that for a while. I don't think.
No.
They'll just port Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom to the Switch.
We're probably not getting a new Zelda till like at least halfway through the Switch.
No, we're not.
2032.
This is copium, but what would be the most what's the most copium thing we could expect on this? Like, which one do we want to see but we're not gonna get?
Oracle of Ages and Seasons remake a la Link's Awakening.
I was gonna say
copium. That could like actually happen. So like
it's a certain amount of copium.
Well, no, my copium is always Golden Sun.
Yeah, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. He's done it.
My new copium. My copium is a new F-Zero. That's what.
Mark it on your calendars. It's been 0 days since Ryan has brought up Golden Sun in conversation. Let's go, everyone.
I didn't actually expect to be able to hear that, and I didn't expect to hear the sound effect.
Technology is incredible, Ryan.
Hey, don't get on me. I know Matt wants that too.
I do. I want a new Golden Sun. Yeah, my copy is a new F-Zero though, because
That actually legitimately, I think that has a chance of happening. I mean, I swear there's been rumblings of like GX HD.
There have been rumblings that they want to do a remaster of GX, but like Miyamoto doesn't like F-Zero.
Well, I think he just doesn't.
Big thing stopping it.
I think he just doesn't really know what to do with F-Zero anymore. I mean,
he thinks it's too hard.
Miyamoto mostly has like really stepped away from doing big games. Really, honestly, I think Pikmin 4 might really be the only one he seriously had a huge hand in this generation.
Yeah, and Pikmin 4 definitely feels like a Miyamoto game in a lot.
Because Pikmin's his baby. He loves Pikmin.
Oh, he loves Pikmin. 100%. Actually, you know what speaking of that, like my last note on that, because Pikmin's his baby, 100% the next Illumination film collaboration they're announcing is not the Mario sequel or like a Donkey Kong thing. It's going to be a Pikmin film.
No.
Miyamoto
loves Pikmin, but they know Pikmin isn't an instant like money maker. That's like a big franchise that like because I mean it's the cliche answer, but to me it's not. It's Zelda. It has to be Zelda. That has to be the next
Under
one.
Illumination.
Yeah, honestly,
that sounds horrific. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds horrid. That sounds horrendous.
Or, I mean, hey, Illumination's under Universal, and Universal also owns DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. I would rather it be live action. But
no, I don't see live action Zelda working. I just don't see it working.
I see live action Zelda, and I think of live action Piccolo from Dragon Ball Evolution. Because I'm like, that would be Ganon. Let's be real here.
I'll be honestly, I don't think any real person can rock Link's outfit and make it look good. I just don't think Link's outfit just does not look does not look good in the real world.
No one can exude the amount of twink energy that Link can.
No one is that twink in real life.
No.
Tom Holland.
Fucking Christ.
You can just get him the voice of it, it'd be equally as bad. So
anyway,
that's happening now. That I put it out into existence.
It's gonna happen in like 6 months. Just watch. We'll be back here and we're gonna talk about that.
We'll be back here, and I will kill myself live on stream.
You heard it here first, folks. He gonna die.
I have the gun.
Oh no! I'm going to get my gun, my hunting gun.
That pulls out that. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say my copium for the Switch 2, and this is I'm just completely pulling this one out of my ass. Jungle Beat comes back, and they make a new set of bongos for the Switch.
That would be you know what? That'd be so unhinged. I could see
they probably
doing that though.
They probably wouldn't make new bongos. You'd probably just wave the Joy-Cons.
I could see that, but I could also see dumbass Nintendo making a new set of bongos and having like drumstick attachments for each Joy-Con. You going bap 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 bap.
No, it would. What the fuck was the cardboard shit that they tried to do with the Switch?
Labo.
It would be Labo bongos.
Why would you have drumsticks with bongos?
I don't fucking know. I was just thinking.
You don't need that. That's not a bongo. That's like a tampini, whatever the fuck they're called. Like
no, not drumsticks. They actually have like four bongos with a strap that you hold over you, so like it's strapped over you, and you like hit it when it's in front of you.
Okay, no. It's two set of bongos, but they're like massive bongos, and you have to put on like gorilla hands, like your Donkey Kong.
You just put on like those fucking foam Hulk fists that you got when you were a kid.
Foam Hulk shit.
Bongos, but it's like that thing Eneru has in One Piece, like the ring with the circle
all made out of cardboard.
Yes.
Very expensive cardboard.
I'm the god of thunder. No one can defeat me.
Lol, what up, bitch? I'm made of rubber. Hop! Anyway, so yeah, Switch 2, reportedly next year. We shall see how this goes, and of course, if there's any updates, we will let you all know. With that said, though, that is our last story, which means we are officially ready to wrap things up here. Guys, thanks for being here. It's been a month since we've done one of these, and that's just because scheduling is a bitch because of work. But I'm not working 12-hour shifts anymore, so that's cool.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Yeah,
guess
so we
what?
can
I am
actually...
though now, so.
Well, that's unfortunate for you, but that's your problem, not mine.
That's my problem. Yeah, that's not no one else's issue.
Yeah.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
That sounds like your problem. Yeah, that means we can do this on a regular basis once again. But thank you all very much for watching, and let's wrap this shit up. This has been another episode of Bearded Banter. Thank you all for watching, and make sure that you subscribe to us right here on YouTube, youtube.com/Bearded Gaming Network, or at Bearded1BGN on YouTube for more great gaming content like this. Also, I stream. Go follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/The Bearded Gaming Network. We stream Tuesday and Thursday, 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're currently in the year of Sonic. I just beat Team Sonic Story and Sonic Heroes last night, so we are dead into Heroes now. We are doing Team Dark on Tuesday this week, so make sure you tune in for that. And I guess go follow me on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it is, at Bearded Gaming N. I'm not really there anymore, but I appreciate the follow. It means nothing.
He lets you know when he's streaming, so it is an important update still. So,
I guess if you want to give me money, you can. With that said, I am Shane the Beer One, your host. With me are my co-hosts, of course, Matt Legion Rex. You can follow him on Twitter at Legion Rex, where he posts several opinions about multiple different things, as well as his YouTube channel, youtube.com/Legion Rex, which is dormant, but he will post content when he can, as well as his Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Legion Rex, where he streams once a blue moon, and if he does, it's usually Yakuza. So you can watch him do that.
Yeah, I've actually been uploading some old backlogged videos I've had made for
Excellent.
a while. If you look on my channel, there's been a bunch of uploads have happened. So hopefully that is. I have a project in the works that's a lot bigger. I'm just doing research for it, and the research is very difficult because spoiler alert, I have to translate a lot of Japanese.
Holy shit, he's doing weeb shit, guys.
It's a big actual project, so I hope to showcase that when it's ready. The script is already the script for the first bit is already like 20-30 pages long. So like
that's gonna be full ass video essay. You're gonna become a real YouTuber, dude.
Oh no, it's you'll see what it is once I get it.
Oh God, how long that is! I'm just thinking of is it going to have a lot of elaborate editing in it?
It's got to because it's got to have to. I have a bunch of and it doesn't help that to actually make it. It's gonna take a while to make because I gotta watch something in order to do that, and it's gonna be a while.
Because I'm just thinking about the last video I made. I had to do like near 4 to 5 full days of just editing that thing.
Welcome to the world of YouTube, my guy.
You never want to see an editing software ever again.
Never again. Speaking of which, my other co-host, Ryan, the NCS Master, you can follow him on Twitter at the NCS Master, where he posts all of his opinions on different things, as well as dumb shit posts and memes, mostly Nintendo related, but of course, he does all sorts of different stuff. Also, you can subscribe to him on YouTube, youtube.com/the NCS Master, where he's been really taking off doing videos lately. He just posted a video a couple days ago about gaming being stupid expensive to get into, especially if you're a collector of classic games. It's fucking ridiculous, and he goes in depth into all the reasons why it's so ridiculous. Very good video, one of his best. Definitely go check it out. Definitely go check it out. Give him a sub.
I'll definitely watch that one because I like stuff about collecting. Because I have a lot of I wrote a paper about how the comic book industry crashed because of collectors markets. So like I'm big into that kind of stuff. So I definitely check that one out.
I'm proud of that video. That's definitely my biggest video I've done to date.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And I'm sure he'll be producing many more great videos in the coming months. But also go follow him over on Twitch, twitch.tv/the NCS Master, where he hasn't started streaming yet, but he could.
Yeah, I may eventually. Honestly, it's just figuring all stuff out with life, what I want to do with YouTube, with Twitch, and honestly, it's just figuring stuff out.
Yep, that's life for you, baby. That's how it goes. But that goes another episode of Bearded Banter. We have been the Bearded Banter crew. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you guys back here in a couple weeks for another great discussion about all things gaming. So with that said, we'll wrap things up. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Keep on gaming, everyone.